Let's go down the list, shall we? Heartbreak in Hanoi in November. Arsenal revert back to 2019 form in December. I catch tonsillitis during New Year's. And now this. What god did I anger this time? You know, it's times like these that make me very grateful that my time paid off as a Nuggets fan. Really. Yeah, so if you didn't know, the Asian Cup is like less than a week away. And with the tournament within a week, Viet national team players are dropping like flies due to injury. Defenders Nguyen Thanh Trung and Bùi Thiên Dũng. Thiên Dũng in particular had that iconic penalty against Jordan to send the Viets to the quarterfinal of the 2019 Asian Cup. Oh, but trust me, it gets so much better. Our best keeper, Đăng Văn Lâm, is out. Our best defender, Quang Ngọc Hải, is out. Our best midfielder, Nguyễn Hoàng Đức, is out. I'm not done. You think I'm done? And our best striker, Nguyen Thien Linh, is also out due to injury. What's going on over in the V-League? Because it's definitely not football. I mean, it wouldn't be too difficult to find some confirmation. We could always ask Hom Zum or Van Quit or, you know, that one referee from the second division. And don't forget who's in Vietnam's Asian Cup group this year. Group D, we will have... Indonesia and Vietnam. It was written in the stars. It was written in the stars. Now I gotta brace for what ungodly things I'm about to see here. Either Oman, Jordan, or Iraq. Don't really want to see Iraq, I can't lie. What ungodly concoctions are about to be formed in Group D here? I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready.
Japan.
Japan are the current record holders with 4 title wins and won the AFC.
Indonesia is whatever, man. These two set Facebook ablaze anytime they play each other. It's gonna be the same thing, and it's gonna be f***ing hilarious. But this is like a Washington Wizards fan trying to make fun of a Detroit Pistons fan. Like, it's basically a homeless man calling another homeless man homeless. That all said, we'll still find a way to beat them even though we have literally not a single one of our best players on any side of the pitch. But guys, we only lost 2-0 to Argentina. You lost 5-1 to Iraq, couldn't beat the Philippines, lost to Libya twice, and found how is your father the way he lives rent-free in your heads. This is not directed towards all of the fan base. There are some very nice Indonesian fans that I have met. But to those who decide to comment on every single one of my Vietnam videos trying to make it about themselves like they're Arsenal fans on Twitter, keep chirping. Whether it's Kung Fu team, MMA team, straight up racism, I don't care. Because it's all you have. You have nothing else. You can't even win a tin pot trophy. Out of here. Anyways, our other two opponents are Iraq and Japan. By far much more difficult. Now, we've put up good fights against Iraq. The problem is it seems like they only keep getting better, while we somehow find a way to have more and more disadvantages. They have a significantly talented core that's matching up to the likes of the 2007 team, while it seems like every single time we play them, it's like we're playing with less and less of our best players. All I'm hoping is that it's not a blowout or us losing in heartbreaking fashion for a 4th time. Japan. Yeah, no, we're f***ed. That national team is on a different level. They've been pulverizing literally everyone that comes up against them. Hell, they got their high schoolers playing like this. Like, man, it's never been more over. All I'm hoping is we don't concede more than 6 like we did against South Korea in October. Probably a good time to mention this. I will be streaming a good amount of watch-alongs during the Asian Cup. Guaranteed for sure is every single Vietnam match in the Asian Cup, so definitely go and tune into those, because you'll get to see my pain live. I'll keep you guys updated on the other matches I decide to stream, but for right now, Vietnam is definitely guaranteed. All of this will be streamed live on my Twitch, by the way. So don't hesitate or anything. Go follow that Twitch right now, or I'll tell them what you did. Now, maybe it's my delusions, probably, but going back to the injuries, I think there's a couple silver linings in the clouds. Listen, losing your best keeper to injury, probably not one of the greatest things you want to hear. But luckily, there is a substitute that we could actually rely upon, possibly. Philip Nguyen of Czechia recently naturalized as a Vietnamese citizen. He's played most of his football in Europe and had a pretty good showing in his first season in the V-League. As for defenders, we thankfully have Do Duy Mang back, and he's got plenty of experience. And while most considering Ngọc Hải our best defender, I kind of disagree, actually. I think it's honestly Nguyen Thanh Binh. He's younger, faster, improving with every game. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he stood out throughout this tournament. And while unfortunate, this is how it had to happen. Because of Ngoc Hai's injury, Ho Tan Tai got a call-up after initially being snubbed. Not really sure why he was snubbed in the first place, because he's been doing pretty well in the V-League this season. Midfield is a little more tricky though, because there's really no one else that can provide the creativity and balance that Hoàng Đức can. Do Hom Zum is probably the next best option, but I think this is a great opportunity for the manager to play around with his youth. The Epstein list just came out, maybe I should. 20-year-old Quat Van Kang was thrown straight into the fire during the U23 Asian Cup and immediately made an impact. While this would be much tougher competition, maybe this year is his coming of age. Then there's 20-year-old Nguyen Tai Son, who with a tiny bit of experience can provide protection for the backline. This is all very wishful thinking though. These guys are very inexperienced and still very young. More than likely, nothing really comes of just throwing these guys into a pack of wolves, but hey, you know, a learning experience. Finally comes our attack. And losing our best striker, Tien Ling, is bad. He scored 4 goals in 8 games last year. I mean, like, that's our top scorer right there. No one has come even close to that. But I think with how Trussier has this team set up, I don't think it'll hurt us as much as people think it will. Now hear me out, right? Because this might be a little unpopular, and I'm not trying to say that Tien Ling isn't a good striker, because he is. I mean, he's proven that throughout the last 3-4 years. Solid scorer with a significant height difference that gives him that aerial advantage, but he's also a very static target man in a Vietnam that is trying to aim to be more dynamic and fluid. Especially more recently, it just sometimes feels like our attacks just run into a wall with him. So maybe this is the opportunity to see what happens if we just have one sole mobile striker up top. Someone who can play a little more deep and also be that fox in the box, you know? Someone like Pham Tuan Hai, who is currently having a solid season with Hanoi FC. He's also scored more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo in the Asian Champions League so far. I've always liked Tuan Hai because he moves around frequently and works hard for the ball. At 25 years old, it just feels like he needs a moment or two, maybe even just a tournament to really blossom. And maybe the Asian Cup this year is just that. Also, Quang Hai is back from injury as well. Once our best player, he's fallen off quite a bit, but maybe this Asian Cup is the motivation he needs. Now listen, I'm not guaranteeing that any of this is gonna happen. Quite honestly, I don't think any of it is going to happen like I'm envisioning in my delusions of grandeur. But seeing how Trussier has been experimenting with the squad, it's not like we're the 2013 Brooklyn Nets where our bench is practically a bunch of auto-generated white boys. I don't know, man. Maybe it is just a delusion. Whatever. So, predictions for Vietnam. 3rd place, I don't think we go to the knockouts because goal difference is going to be a massive thing. And even if we do win against Indonesia, still have to, you know, play Iraq and Japan, and that could absolutely eviscerate our goal difference. But hey, maybe there's another 3rd place team, or 2, or 3, or however many it is. I completely forgot that can f up. And if that's the case, then God bless, you know? I'd love to be in the knockouts again. Ideally, of course, I'd love for everything I just said to somewhat come true. But I don't really think that's going to happen. But yeah, how are you guys feeling about your teams going into the tournaments that are coming up pretty soon? Both Asian and African Cup of Nations. Oh, and by the way, because there's so many things happening on my plate, I just won't be able to cover the African Cup of Nations, okay? I just won't. So, you know, if you want someone that will probably cover it, Michael Talks Football does a lot of that. So, you know, check him out. Of course, though, a massive shout out to all our patrons, including Janos Balash, Chris Damasceno, Miliway009, Adazir Makalankam, Aldipu, Alex Rod, Ulta, Anaya20, Arai-san, Billy Jack, Daniel Ortiz, Hysteria, Miguel Munoz, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Sliderkit, Sniffer, Sako Okafan, Tana Pamilia Celine Khan, Tomicus, Victor, A1KLCF, Chris Visconsi, Dominic Griffin, Lewis, Joe Paricio, Kyler Krebs, Lucian Von Croix, Michael Nista, Nish, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Jesus Christ, Raspberry Ale, Rowan Cookie, Sylvia Citrus, Subscribe to Tendatum, Unbroken Persona, and of course, Valencia 14. If you guys would like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you want. Again, my Twitter is back, thank God. You can also follow my Instagram if you like. I've actually been posting a good amount more than I usually do. You can follow my TikTok if you want, but I think more importantly, you should follow my Twitch because I will be doing watch-alongs just as long as I don't get sick again. So, yeah. But until then, I'll see you guys. shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that.